The Pittsburgh Steelers have a major positional battle going on that no one is really talking about right now. So, we all know about the battle going on for the third running back spot between Anthony McFarland Jr. and Alfonso Graham, and the battle for left tackle with Dan Moore Jr. and Broderick Jones. But the one position battle that no one's really giving light to is the punter battle that's been going on through OTAs, minicamp, and will continue on to training camp and the preseason to see who will earn the starting spot there between Presley Harvin III and the guy who the Steelers picked up from the Jets after he was cut and waived, Braden Mann. I know special teams sometimes isn't really a huge topic to talk about or really exciting, but I've been asked in the comments to talk about special teams more, so the last few days I've made videos on the special teams and covered that portion. So this video is covering punter and giving you both guys' statistics from the previous season to kind of tell you who has the upper hand and kind of the inside reports on who insiders believe will win the starting job. So, to start off with a guy who's been here for a long time, the last 2 seasons, the Pittsburgh Steelers drafted him in the 7th round with the 254th pick 2 years ago. This season will be his 3rd season, Presley Harvin III. And he's 24 years old, and coming out of college, he won the Ray Guy Award as the nation's top collegiate punter as a senior. And we all know him because he replaced Barry, who was here for a long time, Jordan Berry, and he won the starting spot over him. But now he's not have competition because the last few years that he's been on the team, he's been really inconsistent. Yes, he has a huge leg, but he has shanked a lot of punts where it would go for like 20 yards, and he has not really been consistent at ball placement as well. So the next guy who will be in competition, who the Steelers picked up this offseason after he was released by the Jets, is Braden Mann. And with Braden Mann, he came out 1 year earlier than Presley Harvin, and he was drafted in the 6th round with pick 191 in the 2020 draft, and he himself is only 25 years old. Now, let's move back to the football field and talk about on-the-field stuff. From 2022, Presley Harvin, after having an up-and-down rookie season, heading to a sophomore season, he improved a little bit, but not that much. He went from 38.1 to 41.1 net average of his punts. And he ranked 19th last season, and he had one of the lower gross yards per attempt in the league. And looking at his directional kicking, his 34.8% return rate was one of the lowest in the league. In total, Presley Harvin punted 69 times, which was 14th in the league, but pinned inside the 20-yard line, he only had 21 and was ranked 24th in the league. And he hit the end zone or made the ball go in the end zone a lot as well, one of the highest percentages in the league. So that, once again, is not great, and we're looking for a better season if he's going to win the starting job again for the upcoming season. So, just watching Presley Harvin punt the last few years, he's one of these punters where the ball is either going to go 60 yards or it's going to go for around 30. He doesn't really hit much in between, it feels like. Yes, he obviously does, but just watching him, you either think it's going to go long or you think he's going to shank it. And that's not really a good feeling to have with a punter, someone who's supposed to be reliable. Late last season or previous season, the Pittsburgh Steelers brought in Carlos Waitman, who has turned into a really fine punter in this league and really solid, but they decided to cut him. They decided not to keep him on the team and stick with Presley Harvin, even though he was a clearly better punter who they brought in the competition. But Presley Harvin, now this season, he'll face Braden Mann in a competition in training camp and the preseason for the starting job once again. This is a real battle. It's not one of these fake battles that go on just to bring in competition to have one guy step up. If they were so set in stone with Presley Harvin being the punter, I don't believe they would bring in a guy who's had a really good career so far in the league in Braden Mann, and the only reason why he got released because they couldn't find a trade partner and they already have someone else. So this is a real competition. And looking at Braden Mann, like I said, he was picked in the 6th round of the 2020 draft by the Jets, and as a rookie, he led the NFL in punts with 82, and total yards with 3,538, while averaging 43.9 yards per punt. And last season, he punted 83 times and averaged 46.9 yards per punt. So he ranked 16th, while his net average was 40.5. That was a bottom half number, but that could be set for more of the guys who are making tackles because his average per kick was actually a pretty far kick based off Presley Harvin's, but the Steelers are better tackler, probably at punt return, so that's why the gross average is kind of a bottom half of the league. Just like Presley Harvin, coming out of college, Mann was the top punter, and just going back to the 2021 season, he had over a 90% touchback rate through 2022. He lost the bulk of those duties to Greg Zuerlein, but that already gives him a one head up on Presley Harvin because that means he could do kickoffs. And as we all know, when Chris Boswell got injured the last season and Presley Harvin had to do the kickoffs or had to kick the ball, not just a punt, he was really bad at it. And he really struggled and he couldn't even do it at all. So the Steelers had a hard time even kicking the ball that one season. I forget if it was last season or 2 seasons ago, but I remember Presley Harvin having a hard time doing kickoffs or even doing just regular kicks on special team. So that already gives Mann a one head up if we're looking at just a total thing. But obviously Presley Harvin has a man up on Mann because he has been Chris Boswell's holder the last 2 seasons and they have built that chemistry, and you don't want the punter holding the ball to have a mess up for the kicker because they could throw off everything. So that's where Presley Harvin has a man up on Mann. But if we're just going off who could punt better, Mann has a clear advantage over Presley Harvin just looking at the statistics of the numbers of who has been the better punter in their career and over the last 2 seasons. So Mann has a clear advantage, and if he continues to punt like he did with the Jets and continues to not shank punts, and Presley Harvin continues to have an inconsistency in his game, I believe Braden Mann might actually win the starting punter job, and Presley Harvin might be out of here. I know some of you say that you don't want Presley Harvin on the team anymore in the comments because he had shanked so many punts. So there's real competition now with Braden Mann on the team, and now let's see who will win the starting job as we turn into training camp in Latrobe and the preseason. So let's see who will make the 53-man roster for the regular season. But now, just giving you some insider information from Steelers.com writer Bob Labrioli. He says that Harvin, he believes, has a really good chance, and he believes he will still retain the starting spot. But obviously, it's not up to him. It's up to Mike Tomlin and Danny Smith, the special teams coach and the head coach. But with that being said, let me know down in the comments below. How do you feel about this battle going on for the punter position? Do you believe Presley Harvin or Braden Mann will win the starting punter spot for the Steelers and be the starter next season when the season comes along? Who do you think will be the starter? And if you want to see a video on someone else or another positional battle, like the running back spot, left tackle, or just any other spot in general on the team, or a specific player that you're really hyped for, that you want to see a video about, let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you like Steelers content, analysis, and reports. Like the video, turn on post notifications down below for this channel as well so you get notified whenever I post next year's video. Click the bell down below so you never miss out. I cover everything football for the Pittsburgh Steelers, news and rumors, and I've done so this whole offseason, covering every new player we have added, whether that be a big name or small name. I've made introductions to them on the channel, so if you want to go watch it and see what they'll bring to the table, they're on the channel. Go ahead and just know everything moving forward as we head into the training camp in Latrobe, the preseason, regular season, and everything beyond. Just repeating the whole cycle, I'm covering it all. So, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.